Hi everyone, it's Athena here. Today I'd like to talk about emotional intelligence. And emotional intelligence is something that is very, very important because it helps us be better people, it helps us communicate better, it helps us manage our emotions better, it helps us have empathy towards others. In my personal opinion, I think it is more important to be emotionally intelligent. So what does emotional intelligence actually mean? When you are emotionally intelligent, you have the capacity to be aware of, to control and to express your emotions, and you are able to handle interpersonal relationships empathetically. Now, according to Daniel Goleman, there are 5 main elements of emotional intelligence. Firstly, we have self-awareness. Secondly, we have self-regulation. Thirdly, we have motivation. Fourthly, we have empathy. And lastly, we have social skills. Now let's go into these in a little bit more detail. Self-awareness means that you know your story, your background, and how this affects you. That you have looked into your past, that you have spoken about it honestly, that you have gained insight from your experiences, and you have made peace with your past. Self-awareness also means that you know your beliefs, you know your emotions, and you know your behavior patterns. And lastly, you also know your relationship patterns. Now, according to Goleman, in order to achieve a state of complete self-awareness, we must be able to monitor our emotional state and identify our emotions. Now, the traits that prove that we are an emotionally mature individual are confidence, the ability to laugh at oneself, and lastly, to have an awareness of how others perceive you. Then we have self-regulation. This is the ability to control your impulses, the ability to think before you speak or think before you react, the ability to express yourself appropriately, and to take responsibility for your actions. And it is good to be able to adapt to change. And also in moments of confrontation or in moments where somebody else is being aggressive, you need to be able to have the ability to respond appropriately. You have to be able to talk to that person in a way that diffuses the situation rather than makes the situation worse. The next one is motivation. Now, motivation means that you have an interest in learning and in self-improving yourself. It means that you have the strength to keep moving forward even though there are obstacles. It means that you are happy to set goals and that you follow through with your goals. And another way to look at an emotionally mature individual means that they have initiative and commitment in their life when they are completing certain tasks. Then let's move on to empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand other people's emotions. Empathy can only be achieved through being self-aware, and you have to be able to understand yourself first before you can understand others. People with empathy usually tend to be interested in other people, especially other people's worries or concerns. People with empathy tend to anticipate someone's emotional response to a problem or a situation, and they have an understanding of what the other person is experiencing or feeling. Lastly, we have social skills. Now, when you have good social skills, this is the ability to pick up on jokes, sarcasm. It means that you are able to maintain friendships and relationships, that you are able to find common ground with others. And emotional maturity, emotional intelligence means that you are somebody who has really good communication skills. You have good time management, and you are able to resolve difficult situations or conflicts. So these are the 5 components of being emotionally intelligent. Now, for me, one of the most important things about being emotionally intelligent is that you are able to feel your feelings, that you are able to say to yourself, I am feeling sad right now, or I am feeling really angry right now. A lot of us tend to push our feelings aside. We unfortunately live in a society at the moment where we are not comfortable feeling our feelings and expressing our feelings. And being emotionally intelligent means that you are able to talk about your feelings comfortably, that you are able to express an emotion. Sometimes when we feel sad or when we feel angry, we try to avoid it by numbing ourselves or by drinking alcohol or comfort eating or being addicted to something. And also we do sadly live in a society now where people are expected to be happy every single day, but that does not happen. People cannot possibly be happy every single day. And we are allowed to have bad days. We are allowed to have days where we feel sad. We are allowed to have days where we feel angry, or when we feel stressed about something or frustrated about something. So when you are feeling something, notice this feeling and write it down. It helps very much to write things down when you are feeling them, because you acknowledge that feeling, you honor that feeling, and you let it out. It is so important to be able to do that, because if you are someone like me who grew up in a dysfunctional family home, a lot of the times you were not allowed to express your emotions. You were not allowed to fully feel what you were feeling. You felt guilty if you felt sad. You felt guilty if you were angry. It might have been that your parents could not handle your emotions at the time, so you had to repress them. And sadly, when you repress your emotions, this then leads to depression and anxiety. And obviously, this also leads to complex post-traumatic stress. So if you are somebody who has had a dysfunctional upbringing, and if you can relate to this feeling of I am not allowed to be sad or I am not allowed to be angry, if you can relate to not expressing yourself, then start doing it now. It is never too late. In order to improve yourself, in order to grow, in order to become more emotionally aware, emotionally intelligent, please start with expressing your emotions, writing them down, and fully feeling what you are feeling, because there is no shame in saying I feel sad. When you feel sad, that is okay. So tell yourself and take responsibility for where you are right now in this moment. You may have been a victim all those years ago, but you are a survivor now, fighting to make your life better. You are trying to self-improve. You are trying to change things for the better, and you are the only one in control of that. No matter how much you may want to blame your parents or the past, that will not help you move forward. Acceptance is key. You have to accept your past, and once you accept, you move forward. You focus on the things that you can change, that you can improve, that you can overcome. Once you achieve these things, you will feel better in yourself and you will become more successful in your life. If you aren't able to reach these 5 components of emotional intelligence, then there will be things in your life that are not going to get better. In order to change your life, you have to start being introspective and start looking inside yourself and asking yourself, what am I feeling right now? What do I need right now? How do I change this? Don't forget, the best way to help yourself is to start writing your emotions down. So every day you can think about maybe 2 emotions that you have felt that day and write them down and acknowledge them and feel them and say it's okay that I feel this way. Everybody has these emotions. Everybody has negative emotions, sadness, frustration, anxiety, guilt. We all have these emotions. There's not a person out there who doesn't have these emotions. So pretending to be something you are not is just not healthy for you. If you repress, you will only get sicker. The more you repress your emotions, the more depressed you will become. So just keep that in mind. Now that is the end of the video today. I hope you found it helpful. If you would like to leave a comment, then please feel free to do so as always. And if you have any questions on emotional intelligence and how to become more emotionally intelligent, then please feel free to send me an email. So that's it. Thank you so much, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.